Andy Williams, the winning streak came to an end in the last couple of weeks against two very good sides in the Welsh system. Disappointed or perhaps pleased with the performances overall?
Yeah, if I use the word overall, I think overall the individual commitment that players make ostensibly brings the performance of a team. Any team, doesn't matter whether it's a sporting team or a non-sporting team. And I think the situation that we find ourselves with those two performances over the last two games is testament to the commitment of everybody that's involved. That commitment, of course, has been driven from the top, from Ian Williams and from the board, and we've just followed that commitment. I think the two ingredients that run alongside that, first of all, is the fact that we've selected and recruited players that are willing to commit and continue to commit. And the second thing is that with continued hard work and guidance and support of the staff, the commitment of those players has been rewarded by individual and collective improvement and progress. So in that sense, we're very, very proud of the journey over the last sort of 16, 18 months and where we've come from. And the fact that we have closed the gap considerably between those that are above us and ourselves. And that we've proven really that with a little bit of tidying up and a little bit of luck on our day, that we can now enter those games with no fear and go toe to toe with the teams that are fighting at the top of the Welsh system.
And back in action this coming Sunday, of course, it's a cup game against Wrexham. We'll come to that in due course. But would you have preferred that to have been a league game so that you can get back into the swing of things?
Possibly on the back of two defeats, yes. But I think, we've spoken before. We know what the football calendar is. There are 3 competitions. And we'll just go with the flow of which competition comes during which week. We just happen to be in a cup week now, this weekend. We'll look forward to that. We'll prepare thoroughly for that. We'll do our due diligence on Wrexham. We'll not be complacent, and we'll enter the game this weekend looking to deliver our best, so that come 4 o'clock or 4:30 on Sunday afternoon, we're in the hat for the next round.
And pretty much 12 months ago, the New Saints women also played Wrexham in the Cup competition. A 3-0 victory on that occasion. But as we know, football moves very quickly, especially women's football. So a different side for the New Saints, likewise for Wrexham. What can you take, though, from the victory last time round?
Very little, I think. As you say, we're a good 12, 13 months further on. Both sides are. We were very embryonic this time last year. We're not. We're into full flow. We've got good momentum now. We've signed and have recruited a really good core of players that are setting a performance standard that demonstrates the sort of calibre of side that we are in the Welsh system. Likewise, Wrexham have done the same. They've recruited again. They've got a good side. They've had a really, really good start to the season. They'll enter this game with masses of confidence and belief that they can upset us. It's up to the players in our team to make sure that we're thoroughly prepared and we're ready to go, and that we're ready to, again, compete as we have done in recent weeks. And I'm sure if both sides do that, it'll be a really entertaining game. And
the 3 goal scorers last time, Lucy Platt, Lexi Harrison, Caitlin Chapman, they're still with the New Saints this time round. How important has it been, Andy? We often talk about the new signings, but how important has it been to keep that nucleus of quality players from last time round?
Well, when you're trying to build and you're trying to move a whole project forward, of course, you need to do that steadily. You can't do that overnight by replacing a whole team with a brand new team. It just doesn't work like that, because essentially you're moving everything back to square one and you're having to relearn everything. So, as you say, keeping a core group of players is really, really important, and building on that with a handful of signings every year to then move you forward is the way to go. And that's what we've done this year. We've added more pace, we've added more experience, we've added more goals to the side. We've got a really, really strong backbone to our side now. And we believe that, we're in a much stronger position than we were 12 months ago. So, yeah, it's great to keep those players that were delivering and performing last year and to add to that. And, we'll continue to do that in the future, I'm sure.
Would it be true to say, Andy, that the bread and butter for the club is the Gennaro Adrian Premier? if that's the case, where do the cup competitions fit in terms of priority?
I think the bread and butter really is competition games, so it doesn't matter whether it's the league or whether it is the cups. It's those competition games, because that's where you're obviously challenging yourself against the best, and that's what TNS wants to do. It wants to challenge itself against the best that this country has to offer. So I wouldn't say it's just the league. I would say it's broader than that. So obviously it's a competition game this weekend and not a friendly, so it's high profile, and it's really, really important for us. So we'll expect our players to turn up ready with a competitive mindset this weekend. Whether it's a league game or a cup game, doesn't matter.
Now, are there likely to be many changes from the starting lineup last week?
Well, I think in the last round of the Cup we made one or two changes to give some players an opportunity, and we'll probably do that again this weekend. But again, I think, if memory serves me, last time we spoke about rotation of the squad, and you're talking about stability and squad stability. You only ever build by keeping a nucleus of a stable side, and that's what we'll do this weekend. There may be one or two changes. We're quite undecided at the moment as to what that look like. Who'll come in and who'll drop out and be rested this weekend. But we'll be putting the most competitive team out that we possibly can this weekend, because we want to win this game. We want to be in the hat for the next round, and we know that Wrexham are on a good run. As I say, they'll be full of confidence. They'll be wanting to come here and prove who they are, and if they're at the top of Tier 2, that they can compete amongst the teams in Tier 1. So we'll be taking nothing for granted this weekend, and we'll be making sure that we're ready to go.
And following our interview now, our press conference, you will have a training session, another one later in the week as well. Do you have your starting 11 already set in stone? Or, as we often ask, Andy, are there one or two places perhaps that you're not sure about and therefore up for grabs?
Well, we've got pretty much an idea of what we want to achieve this weekend, but as you say, it's not set in stone just yet. You know, we never make that decision midweek. We wait pretty much as late as we can. We might have one or two different scenarios written down with one or two different ideas, and it's a toss-up really as to which one we go, and then if we need to change within game, which way we go. So we've got pretty much 8 or 9 players set on paper, I think, with one or two others then to come in.
And finally, Andy, in terms of the availability of the players, do you have a good number of girls to choose from?
Yeah, we know that this week we've got one or two away, but as I said last week, you know, we're confident and happy with the 16 or 17 players that are available, and will make themselves available this weekend to get the job done.